like.
Do I need to be getting close to it? Can I talk normally?
Only when you say the serious parts. And then you gotta come in like this.
All right, so before we do the intro, I'm going to talk about the baseball caps quick.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Minnesota Twins fan, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what I've decided is I'm going to get caps that have some amount of meaning to me.
Mm-hmm.
And a Detroit cap is on my list because of the pitcher, Billy Chappell.
Sure.
You know who I'm talking about?
I feel like I have to say yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
All right.
Me and Billy.
For Love of the Game, man.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Mm-hmm.
John C. Reilly as the catcher.
That's right. See, yeah, I'd forgotten about that.
John C. Reilly is made to play a Hollywood catcher. So for everybody who doesn't know, this is a Kevin Costner film, like his third baseball movie.
Yeah.
Very underrated and underappreciated.
So where does it land in the list of like Bull Durham, Field of Dreams?
You know, I'm not going to play that game. You're not going to get me into that that argument. Well, how about for you? You want to stack
Field
them?
of Dreams.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Bull Durham.
I think that's fair. That's fine.
I'll go that.
But we're still talking when we talk about baseball movies. He's got 3 of the top 10 basically with those.
Mm-hmm.
So
he made the large part of his career off baseball movies.
Absolutely.
And Dances with the Wolves.
Yeah. You know what I found out recently? My dad is not a big Kevin Costner fan.
Really? There's people like that.
And I don't understand people like that. So it's kind of had this little bit of a riff recently with my dad.
He's not my favorite.
So the other cap, well, anyway, Billy Chappell pitched the perfect game. Fantastic movie. Other cap I want to get is a New York Mets cap. Any idea why?
Is it related to piece of entertainment?
Yes. I think all of my baseball caps are gonna. That's where this is going.
Music or film?
Film. Fantastic early '90s movie.
Oh. City Slickers.
City Slickers,
That's
exactly.
Easy. Yeah.
A story of camaraderie.
Yeah.
A story of adventure.
Amongst other things.
It's a fantastic film.
It's been a minute since I've seen that.
Oh man! All right.
So it's Billy Crystal and
Daniel Stern.
Daniel Stern, say the dude from Home Alone.
Yep. Bruno Kirby.
Mm-hmm.
And Jack Palance.
Yeah, Jack Palance. That's right.
Fantastic role. All right, so we've enough of the baseball movies. We're here. This is for lack of a better title right now, the Camaraderie Cast, Dakota Adventure Supply. I don't know how often we'll do these or if we'll ever do another one. It really depends on how this goes over, Joe.
Yeah, good. No pressure.
So, yeah, don't fuck it up.
I thought the studio audience was going to be here.
Well, we told them you were coming.
I perform better
in
front of people, but whatever.
When your name's on the list and they don't show up, I don't know what that says. So, Dakota Adventure Supply, we make high-quality outdoor gear, but more importantly, we like to tell the story of the Midwest. We like to tell the story of camaraderie, friendship, and adventure. So we're here today with Joe Hubers, who's a friend. Would you let me call you a friend? Oh, buddy.
Friends,
all right.
We're friends.
Fantastic. Joe's reached out. We first met a couple years ago when we launched the brand, and it, I'll let you kind of tell your side of that, but somehow we co-opted you or tricked you into doing a few films for us. So if you've seen any of the really beautiful, what I call hero films, the feature documentaries and films that we do, that's this guy's work. And Joe is a professional filmmaker, that's what I said, videographer, and the founder of Passenger Productions. So, yeah, thanks for joining us and for being here. And
thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So, kind of the stuff that, all right, you're going to have to, will you be able to edit like this little piece out, or am I just going to have to do this on my own? All right, no, I'm not, not doing that. So, all right, well,
it's a business.
Shit, you guys. All right, so I guess to kind of start off, let's just start with an introduction.
Sure.
Where you got started. Tell us a little bit about Passenger. Why you're wearing a Detroit cap.
Yeah. So I'll start with the Detroit hat. It's probably most important. It's a mix of. I spent a large part of my youth in Michigan, and so fell in love the Tigers teams of the 80s, Alan Trammell, Lou Whitaker, Matt Noakes, Chet Lemon, who just passed away. Did you hear that?
I did, and that's a shame.
It is. and the Twins always knocked them out of contention. They always got late in the postseason, and then the Twins took them out. So I don't know.
What can you say?
I'm over it now. But
those were good years to be a Twins fan.
They
Kirby
were,
Puckett,
yeah.
Ken Herbeck, Chuck Knobloch.
Knobloch. I hated those guys. Those guys. What I like telling people, because I mean, now that the Tigers are doing well, you see a lot more Tigers paraphernalia around. For a while, that wasn't the case. So if you were wearing a Tigers hat, people would point you out, like, hey,
get that guy.
Well, no,
what's that guy doing here?
But typically, if they would also have a Tigers hat on, then it was like instant camaraderie.
Hey,
right?
We know each other.
Simpatico.
That's cool.
But then the joke that I thought was hilarious is also being a child of the 80s, early 90s. My mom, like a lot of mothers back then, watched Magnum PI.
Oh,
Tom Selleck always wore
a
Tigers hat.
Very
so people
good
ask,
call.
like,
Great
so you're a Tigers
reference.
fan? And I was like, no, I'm a Tom Selleck fan. And then just blank stares. So, but now they're good. Now the Tigers are good.
So the Tigers hat and then extremely short shorts.
Yeah.
That's your summer.
That's
summer look.
That's my go-to. Give me, mid-July, 5-inch inseam. It's where the party's at.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So that's the baseball hat.
Nice.
Background. Born in the Midwest, moved all over the upper Midwest, Michigan, obviously, Iowa, Minnesota. That's kind of all over. That's the Midwest.
Yeah.
That's all of it right there.
Yeah. Some people in Ohio say that's the Midwest, and we both know.
I'm not
so
that.
much.
No. Where was I going with that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Went to college, as some people do. Wasn't really interested in filmmaking at that point, but I was involved in a number of different bands, played music.
What'd you play? I don't know this.
Guitar. Fiddle.
Are you any good? Yeah.
I haven't made my deal with the devil yet.
Okay.
But,
all right.
That might be coming. Who knows?
Can you play?
I still play. Yeah.
Yeah.
I put out an EP 2 years ago.
What?
Something like that.
All right.
Yeah. Under a fictional character.
Oh, this is like Garth Brooks had that alter ego for a while. It's just like that.
Guyliner, the whole thing.
No shit.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, played music. I was interested in photography. I like to write. Anyway, so I was at college. I was on the 6-year plan where you don't know what you want to be when you grow up.
Sure.
So you kind of bounce all over the place. And it was near the end of college. I had a professor that kind of turned me on to a lot of really interesting films and filmmakers. Folks like Terrence Malick. And right during that time, Thin Red Line, his third film, had just come out. And that was, altering for me. And that was just a really good time for films. You had Fight Club, you had American History X, you had Paul Thomas Anderson did, Magnolia came out in that time frame.
It's like a prestige period.
It was. It was great. And I really fell in love with that. And those films really affected me. And you start to ask the question, well, could I do that? Maybe someday. And it seemed to encompass or encapsulate a lot of these different artistic practices that I was into. It's like, oh, this all fits. It all goes together. Problem is, I was going to a small liberal arts college in Iowa that didn't really have a film program to speak of. So my intention was I'm going to get my BA, and then I'll work on my master's somewhere for film.
Is that a pretty necessary thing? Like when you look
film
at
school?
Well, yeah, I guess so. Is that really what that is? When you say film school, does that typically mean somebody got their master's at a film school?
Well, you can definitely. It's there's BA in film and master. I mean, there's different.
Do a lot of the directors that you named earlier, do they all have masters?
Masters, I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of them did go to film school,
Sure.
And that can be a contentious issue because it's definitely not a prerequisite to be a filmmaker.
Yeah.
But it can open a lot of doors for you.
Cool.
So I applied to a number of different film schools. Got rejected from all of them because I don't know why. A number of reasons.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me.
No, it doesn't surprise me either. It's
kidding. I'm sorry.
Writing a narrative of my life, and it's just,
You're talking
the
to like
same
a three-time college dropout here,
Really?
so
Really?
don't
Okay.
no shade being thrown.
But not film school though.
not no.
Okay.
That's still to fail out of film school, still on my list someday. Okay.
There's time.
Yeah.
There's time.
Yes, sir.
No, I was interested in, with these master's programs, when you apply, it's like, talk about the types of films you want to make, and very interested in rural issues and middle America and stuff like that. And
Well, so on that end, like you've always lived in the Midwest.
yes.
I imagine, I mean, you think of, I think of, right, film, I think of Hollywood immediately. But like, I would imagine most people in film want to get into film, leave this area and go to either coast.
Yeah, that's the smart thing to do.
It is. Okay. All right. So why did you not do that? Why did you choose to stay here?
That's a great question. In hindsight, it seemed like the quicker track was, well, I'm going to start a production company and I'm going to make films anyway. And this is what's familiar to me. Excuse me. Getting raspy.
Yeah. I thought you were getting emotional.
Yeah. I don't cry. I'm from the Midwest, as we've established.
Yeah, that's
if I do, you save those tears.
Yeah, that's right.
Cure cancer or something like that. Who knows? What was I saying? Yeah. So it seemed like the logical thing to do. I mean,
was there something about?
Yeah.
I'm just curious. Like, was there something about this space, maybe your background and like where you grew up, that was like, I mean, was there something about this space when you thought of wanting to make some films in those veins? That was there something here that wasn't being told? Like, was there something more authentic? Was it?
Yeah. Well, I was really interested in some of these heroes that I was starting to identify with. These different filmmakers were very much into capturing an authentic, grounded experience of wherever the story was set.
Yeah.
Definitely seemed like those types of stories weren't being told from here or around here. Definitely there are a handful of films, but it's always from that other perspective, that outside looking in rather from inside looking out.
Meaning like a director coming and telling a story set in this place, right?
Because everybody, I think all filmmakers bring their own sets of biases and misconceptions, and it all comes with it. And so, yeah, it's very easy to, pigeonhole or, stereotype an area or a group of people or a region. And it seems like that has happened.
Yeah.
And one of the benefits of being from here, obviously, is being able to tell the stories that there's that old adage in screenwriting, write what you know. And it's like, well, if I can build a company that will allow me the resources, connections, things like that, to still be able to make a film, and I can write what I know, then all the better. So that's the one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is I didn't think I could pull it off if I moved to LA. Very Midwestern of me.
I was gonna say is like
very, very Midwestern.
Yeah, straight up.
But it was just so foreign, and coming into this idea of wanting to tell stories and make films later. If I had wanted to do that since I was in 8th grade or whatever, maybe that would be a different story, because then that's the trajectory that you take.
Right.
I think this coming a little later to me in life, I had a little more pause or caution about, jumping over to a coast or something like that. So.
Oh, that's cool. Well, I'm glad you stayed here. I guess partly that, just switching into now talking about Dakota Adventure Supply.
All about you, isn't it, Jeff?
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, hey, this is we're paying for the studio time, Joe. So I think so. You reached out to us like before. I don't know. I mean, at the very, very beginning of our like company launch, we were launching. I think with our. We didn't even have our actual, what is now our brand logo. We had I don't know, I'd put something together in Microsoft Paint, basically. But I think I'd put together like this just really quick reel when Paxton and I were shooting clay pigeons at the very start. But you reached out to us, hit us up, and were like, hey, introduced yourself and said, I'm kind of picking up some cool vibes from what you're doing. Interested in, getting together. And so, I mean, I'm curious, like what drew you to us? And then also just kind of, I want to brag on you a little bit because there's a lot of impact on our brand that you've had. So I guess, so first, what was it about us that you decided to reach out? Is my good looks, I imagine, and my charm?
First and foremost, yes. Both of those things. The third and much lower,
Yes.
reason. I was very interested in kind of these heritage brands that were really trying to build a reputation around quality, and something that was connected to something that felt more tangible, more authentic. And I mean, obviously, some of those types of companies like the Best Maids, things like that, seem to be very far away from here. And so I think I was doom scrolling on Instagram, as one does, and Dakota Adventure Supply popped up, and yeah, it piqued my interest. It's like, well, this might be an opportunity to participate in developing some content.
Yeah.
So,
I'm very glad that you reached out. We met, had coffee, kind of talked through some stuff. You mentioned Best Made, Huckberry. It's kind of, those are brands that we really look up to and think are, pretty awesome, and stuff that I remember seeing, I don't know, a decade ago. And also same, like, it's I'm personally very drawn to those look, the style, the kind of the brand, like the ethos, I guess, behind what those guys are doing. There's a big focus on creativity. It's not, there's something beyond just selling widgets.
Yeah.
Which I think is a pretty important part. So like, I just felt a pretty quick connection just in terms of like, just what you had in mind for what it could be. You were really inspiring to me about that. So I, before we get really into it, is like we started working together on this kind of like a brand launch video, and check it out on our YouTube channel. But like, it kind of talks through the history, how we got launched. It talks about American manufacturing. It talks about the farm, the place where we actually got started and launched the company. That video, I have gotten more compliments, and of course, I don't say anything about you and give you zero credit because it is such a beautiful film. No, it just is like, that is the thing that people keep coming back to, and it really tells the story. So like, as you were putting that together and kind of scripting it out and all that, like, was there anything specific about that, or anything within that you'd really want to highlight in terms of, I don't know, like a creative touch or something you really knew needed to be a part of it?
Well, on these client-facing projects that I do, a huge part of that is that exploratory process. So I think maybe we grab drinks a couple times, and talk through the history of what you were hoping to do, all that good stuff. And that's where then you start to dream about, well, what visually is going to start to communicate that. And I know, Paxton's family farm was a huge piece of that.
Absolutely.
And so I knew that would be a huge component of it. And that's where we did the interviews. And I wanted to avoid, the barn. And I wanted to avoid, I just double pronounced my T. Did you hear that? Like, I just,
well done.
Thank you. Multiple talented. Let's try that again. What I wanted to do.
We'll take it out in post.
No, you won't.
No, we won't.
What I wanted to do.
We don't have the budget for that.
This is streaming live right now. Right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
good.
Are there cameras?
Yeah. Oh, shit. What I wanted to do was to make sure that it wasn't like a stuffy, formal interview, and with a locked off camera and all that. So, and I also like the dynamic between you and Paxton. There's something really authentic and genuine about that in and of itself, which I think really feeds into the ethic of the company and the products that you're making.
Yeah.
So that's why I chose to go with a handheld approach for the camera, placed in the barn. We utilized natural light, but then augmented it with some some of our own lighting,
And
just
some
to beef
white
it up.
sheets.
Some
and
sheets
hanging,
of light modifiers and stuff like that. And yeah, so I wanted it to feel authentic and grounded. I wanted the two of you in the room together so you could riff off of each other.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I wanted kind of that handheld, looser, less formal approach because I felt like that.
I mean, it really
played well.
It did play well, and it just looked beautiful. And so there's a couple of things you in the audio piece. You put in a bunch of like analog shutter sounds, which is really neat, and throwing up some stuff. And then you also you had some previous video film footage of like the Badlands and some other areas that you had used and put kind of as an opening and the intro. And that kind of led into some of these more recent projects that we use, because it was just so cool. As we talked about, it was just really neat to see, I don't know, the grain, like real grain, or this kind of throwback, right? And so that process with you and those little things started making me think more about, okay, this brand has a lot to do with our background, and our background is more, I still think of myself as young, but I'm not. And we grew up in the 80s. Yeah, sure. We grew up before cell phones though, right? And like so a lot of our brand now, it continues to talk about that stuff, is like, oh, it turns out we're old people now, like middle-aged. And so, you know what? Nostalgia is a real thing, and happy to lean into it. But it's fun to relive that. So these two recent films we did with you, there were two. We kind of call them The Farm and The Hunt. And so we were really excited to work with you. We featured a friend of mine, Phil, and his farm just north of Sioux Falls. And then a contact you had, friend Casey, doing a pheasant hunt out near DeSmet, South Dakota, where he's from. One of those things that you kind of offered or talked about a little bit that just instantly captured me of like, yes, we have to do this, was you used analog film for the photography and analog video film, motion film, to capture all of that footage. Yeah. And I don't know. So just a progression from that first launch video, which just looks beautiful, is colored really well, has that whole feel, to then take it to just the next level, which is just, I don't know, there's something special about it. Talk about using that. Actually, also talk about the little bit of a scare on whether or not the hell that the video film was gonna work.
Yeah, no, this that was fun. That was a heart in your throat moment when you open the back of the film cartridge and it's spaghetti all over the place. But
did you get a photo of that?
I think I did.
If you send that to me, that would be incredible.
I think I texted you.
Did you?
Right away.
Oh, maybe I've got it. Yeah. You did. I do know you texted me.
No, for that first brand video, incorporating some 16 millimeter film, that was, periodically I'll head out West River and just to film both stills and motion, and that was some leftover stuff I had laying around that I thought played well with that. But yeah, it did, got the wheels churning as far as, well, what could these next projects look like that really even exemplify the brand standards that you're hoping for and what we're wanting to communicate. And, to that end, film there's that intentionality behind it, that you really have to believe that this is the shot that we want to get. Even the style is a little more looser, or more of a doc type of a feel. Once the film is burned, it's gone. So we just can't roll endlessly. We got to pick and choose. And same with the still photography as well, is finding those moments in time to really capture those images that will say what we want to say, which I think plays in well to the ethos of what Dakota Adventure Supply is all about.
Right.
Materials that you're choosing, how you put it all together, and the culture that you're trying to create. So yeah, it just seemed like a good handshake between messaging and aesthetics, and it was a fun process. This was the first all analog project I've done ever. So I mean,
Seriously?
I've used bits and pieces here and there to augment digital or whatever, but this was the first top-down project that I've done analog.
Amazing. I feel really honored for that, because
you were my test subject.
So okay, that's fair too. Right. It's fine. I mean, it's fine now that it worked out.
Yeah, it worked out. Hindsight, it's good.
Well, I mean, part of that is I mean, it's, I mean, I guess like kind of to your point, if the spaghetti, right, they hadn't turned out, that's one thing. But even just like, there's not a whole lot of opportunity to reset and do it again and do a
Right.
bunch of takes, right? Like it's really kind of you're getting what you're getting.
Yeah, it
And
is
so
what it is.
and I mean part of that was great is that both of those stories. So the hunt, Casey with friends talking about camaraderie, why sometimes they get skunked when they go out. They may not bag as many birds as they hope to. But they're out in the field, they're on the hunt. The day turned out beautiful. Just you really captured like joy on people's faces. The hunt, the farm with Phil, he's up, he raises Hereford cattle just north of town. The sunlight streaming in some of those photos, like it's just
The sun is nice.
the sun is nice. makes
When
for
we get it,
a good result. But it just looks beautiful. And actually, so to an extent, but like, and I guess a quick callback there is there's also a scene in the video where you can tell he's standing, it's breezy. We'd call it breezy in South Dakota. It's windy. But like at that point it wasn't a beautiful day, but it's also just the real world of working on a ranch. Yeah. So I don't know. There's just something about that of like there's an honesty in those film projects that came through that I saw. So
thank you. Yeah, no, it's I think for this type of project especially, you could bring in a whole crew. You could have all the bells and whistles. You could have the ability to control your environment a lot more, and that'll render a certain type of aesthetic and a look and a feel and all that. But yeah, it kind of goes back to those early filmmakers that I was talking about that really leaned into the sense of naturalism. I think just plays really well with your brand, and that type of approach does anyway.
It's really cool. You mentioned, so you were shooting photography back when you were in college. Was that film?
It was, but that was very, the film side back in college, like shooting 35 millimeter was very limited.
Sure.
And I didn't know what I was doing.
Sure.
You would fire off a roll of film, bring it to the 1 hour photo developer, because you
JC
had to
Penney,
know that this, obviously
or Kmart, I guess is what I remember going to.
Well, I lived in a smaller town, so it was, it's like, it wasn't Walgreens, but the Walgreens equivalent.
Sure.
Small. Benjamin Franklin.
Oh, yeah. We had a Benjamin Franklin in Pierre.
I think they had a 1 hour.
No kidding. All right. So it's like some 14-year-old kid that's got some weird machine that he's just pushing a button on. Okay.
Yep. He's hoping.
You're hoping.
Right. I'm hoping. Everybody's hoping it's gonna turn out. So that kid is probably, making something amazing right now.
But, yeah, totally. Yeah.
But yeah, so because clearly everything I had shot was this incredible photograph,
Certainly.
I had to have that turnaround time immediately.
Yes, and doubles.
Yep. To share.
Yep.
And but obviously, the reality was it was garbage. And sometime around then, though, I did get a really small megapixel digital camera and start playing around more with that as far as like imaging and stuff goes. Messing around with taking photographs. So
that's cool. So I know that. So I've recently, about a year ago, started getting into film photography, and I'm still just goofing around. But you have recently also, in the last couple of years, gotten into film.
Yeah, that was the pandemic.
Yeah,
did that. So obviously, as far as client work goes, things like everything came to a halt.
Sure,
it's not news to anybody. I hope not. But I wanted to, being a director of photography, cinematographer, director, those are all perishable skills. Like if you don't use them,
sure,
they get rusty, they go away. So I felt like during that time, photography might be a good way to have me practice composition, lighting, exposure, all those types of things, in this really handy, small, portable device. Doing commercial work, especially for the last X amount of years, a lot of gear, a lot of people, a lot of sore knees, things like that. So it was kind of nice to just be able to escape and
be creative.
be creative and hone that craft and learn. And it was really something that surprised me. I think the joy around it comes more from it being almost meditative in a lot of ways, and especially during that time with all that stress.
I wish I would have. So that's a time period I wish I would have gotten into it, because that would have spoke even more to me. That's my thing with film. What I've really enjoyed about it, first is there's no instant feedback, right? Take a picture on your cell phone. I didn't look quite right. Here's another one. I'll take 17 of them quick. And so when you talk about like authenticity, it's, I mean, gonna look better, right? And I do, you know, I like that too. But there's something to be said for it is what it is. The shot is what the shot is. But then the other side with film, so I got started with a Canon AE1, and you know, got learning about the f-stops and my speeds and all that, and it's still, even now a year later, it takes me forever to get dialed in reading the light meter. It takes me a long time to set up a shot. And all of that time looking through the viewfinder, like the world's to tie this all the way back to For Love of the Game with Kevin Costner. No, Kevin Costner. He's got this scene where he says, he's getting ready to pitch, does the wind up. Right before the wind up, he says, "Stop the mechanism." And all the sound around him slows down, and it's just him and the catcher. It's a really cool scene. But it feels like that. It feels like I'm just like nothing's going on in my mind other than the shot in front of me, getting in focus. And I don't know, it really speaks to me. Is that something you experience as you're doing this?
No, not at all, Jeff. Right. Not at all. I don't know what you're talking about. No, I think that's really very true. Yeah. You know, and I think that's part of the meditative process is, I mean, pick your form of meditation. If it's journaling or yoga or boxing or motorcycle riding, whatever. Yeah. You have these practices, these tactile things you can work through in your head and with your hands that really, I think, allow the focus to come in. Which, you know, this whole notion of time and slowing things down and all that, I think that's all part of it, you know.
Well, and so then there's, I mean, again, a call back to your the film, what we're calling kind of the Dakota Docs, but The Hunt. There's two specific shots in there that really hold up for me. There's one where there is a pheasant flying and a guy taking aim, ready to shoot, and like that is a split-second shot before that is no longer like gonna look good or you'll be able to see what's going on. So you were just ready to go. It worked, but like you have a very small amount of time to get that. And with the film camera, you're not just holding the shutter down and taking a bunch of shots. The other is this great photo of the dog. What's the dog's name? Was it Whiskey? Bourbon?
Something alcoholic.
Okay. I've met
Bourbon.
Love that. With a pheasant in his mouth, and he's just, I don't know, it's just such a perfect shot. It's so expressive in his eyes. There's also something when you get the photos developed and returned, and you see a shot like that turned out. For me, that's, I don't know. It's like it's a huge high.
Yeah.
So
same.
All right.
Yeah. No, it's a lot of that though. Like say with the pheasant flying or the split-second shots that churn out. It's more about being prepared, I think, than being so quick with a light meter or reading the light or whatever.
Yeah, that's
you can it's like a converging path. You can see the two things starting to converge from a ways away. Yeah, which is the other reason why I think I like photography. It's that sense of awareness and having to have your head up and being aware of your surroundings and what you're looking at. And the light and movement and everything else. You know, so yeah, you kind of get an idea of okay, they're fleshing out this field. Something's going to pop up. Yeah. Am I ready to go? Is my camera dialed in? So then when it happens, you can catch it. You know?
I don't know. That's really cool. Just always composing.
Yeah. Yeah. Looking for the shots and it gets a little annoying after a while, even when you don't have your camera, you know, because it's always like, oh, that shot. Oh, this, you know, which, you know, cell phone comes out a lot then.
Sure.
But yeah, it's that, I think that's probably one of the largest components that I enjoy the most about photography is the awareness. It allows me to get out of my head and into what's going on
cool.
around me.
I love that. Well, okay, so I want to pivot just a little bit to your business, Passenger. You did talk. You mentioned a phrase a couple of times, from here,
Hmm.
being from here or coming here
Hmm.
to do a thing.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk at all about kind of your next project, the
Yeah.
non-client work that you work on?
Yeah. So, uh, being a filmmaker, I make films,
Mm-hmm.
and I've made one feature length film already,
Mm-hmm.
and I've just wrapped production last month, 2 months ago, on my second feature film that's currently in post production.
Nice.
And my side business, that studio, for lack of a better term,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it's called From Here Pictures, LLC. And yeah, that's where scripted content,
Mm-hmm.
self motivated documentaries, things like that. I'll
Mm-hmm.
go through that arm of Passenger Productions.
Fantastic.
And yeah, that's where I want most of my work to be,
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
That, and then combined with clients that really resonate,
Yeah.
such as Dakota Adventure Supply.
Oh, thank you.
No, it's been an honor to work with you guys. It's been fun.
Well, I really appreciate that. I just think there's something to, I mean, it kind of, again, speaks a little bit to our brand. A lot of the stories we try to tell is like the pretty amazing shit that's going on here in the Midwest that gets overlooked a lot. Our gear, right, made by expert tradesmen and women who've made outdoor gear for some of the biggest names in the industry. Our knife crafted by an expert bladesmith. But there's stuff like Barry, who makes these hand-painted signs for wall drug. If you've ever seen a wall drug sign, this guy is making them the way they made them 80 years ago. These things stand up to the test of time. There's just all this stuff going on here that I think gets overlooked, and I don't know, I think is becoming more and more important. And I think people, even on the coast, no matter where they're from, are getting drawn to these ideas of authenticity. Right. And I mean, and especially day and age of AI and AI generated art and all kinds of cool stuff that's happening now. It's, I don't know. I think there's something to be said for, or I think I'm starting to see, especially with our community, people getting drawn to real things. And so it seems like that's kind of some of the things you've been talking about with your studio and what you're looking to build here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I want any of the work I want to do, I want it to be an extension or that's the wrong word. I want it to be an exploration of any number of things. And going back to that whole idea of write what you know, using the people, places, environments, situations to explore things that I'm curious about or that fascinate me or are mysterious to me, to be able to do that in your backyard, I think lends that touch of authenticity, because this is where I'm from. Maybe not South Dakota specifically, but the Midwest. And this is what I know. And I am wearing a Detroit cap. I think we've established though that Michigan is in the Midwest. So
it is.
We're okay.
Fair. That's
it's
fair.
not Ohio.
No, that's correct. I have nothing against people from Ohio. I just have everything against them.
Tote sales in Ohio are just gonna tank.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah,
but, just giving you a hard time, just joking.
But if if I was trying to do something that didn't feel authentic anywhere else, or if I was trying to tell stories that felt inauthentic to me because they're not something that I'm familiar with or part of my background here even, I don't know. Then you get something totally different that starts to err on the side of, propaganda or just marketing or,
content for content's
yeah,
sake,
exactly.
Right?
Right. So I definitely want the work that I do to have that human touch to it.
Well, we've been asked a number of times about what production agency in California is doing our work. A number of times people have asked that and talked about that. And I think that just speaks to, back to, like, there are experts in their crafts and their trades here all over the country. we're just happen to be from the Midwest in a rural space.
Right.
And I just think it's, I don't know, I think what you're building there is really incredible. It's really cool.
Thanks.
It's something I'd love to, as much as we can, turn the lens back on you and what you're building, and can't wait to see the next con winner film that comes out of your studio. So,
well, that should be soon.
Yeah,
very,
obviously.
very soon.
Obviously.
No, it's that film Ratatouille, right? The Pixar movie.
Yeah.
What's that line? It's something like, "Not everyone is great, but greatness can come from anywhere."
Yeah.
And I do think we kind of have this weird self-deprecating sense about, Midwesterners might have about themselves of not good enough, not whatever, not talented enough. And I think that mindset can really hamper a region's identity in the sense of what can we build, what can we make, whether it's manufacturing or the arts or whatever. And I think it's really important to just remember that the stereotypes, often many of which that we put on ourselves, aren't helpful. So
very cool. Ratatouille, great reference. I'm going to tie it back to City Slickers, which we talked about earlier. So there's the cattle drive, and like the final cattle drive through the raging river.
Yeah.
There's this scene towards the end of the movie. It's just Billy Crystal, Daniel Stern, and Bruno Kirby, three friends. And Bruno Kirby's is always the gung ho friend of the group, right? But he's just like, nope, we're gonna do this cattle drive. We're gonna push through this. We're not gonna turn around. And Billy Crystal yells at him. No, I think it's Daniel Stern, but he just yells at him, "You're a sporting goods salesman." And Bruno Kirby very seriously looks him back dead in the eye and says, "Not today." And so, just to your point about greatness can come anywhere. It can, if you believe in yourself, if you have that spirit within you, it's there. So, really, all this comes down to Daniel Stern. I found out kind of quit acting and owns a ranch in California.
Let's go.
I know exactly. So I don't know how, Daniel, but I'm going to find your agent. I'm going to send some gear. We're going to figure this out.
It's the power of the internet.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, Google, I guess.
If there's one thing it's good for, it's finding Daniel Stern.
As we've been talking about, you're just recently you're stumbling your ass into film photography and decided why don't I try and see? Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You have, you're a creative filmmaker, videographer, photographer. It's beautiful work, all this stuff. And there's something, again, that's just so beautiful about the film, using the film and analog to capture this. And so you've started to sell your film prints. And so we were really excited because part of this is really selling and talking about the story of Dakota and what this area is and what it represents. And there's, the Midwest grit and the rural nature of where we're from. And so you had an art show recently that was just really incredible. The work that you had featured there was amazing.
Thanks.
And so we got talking about, hey, is there an opportunity to do a collaboration? We'd love to work with you and put a very limited run up on the website and put it out there. So turn it over to you. You had kind of put together some different options, and we looked at them. And tell us about the piece and kind of your thoughts on it.
Yeah, so this photo was taken just east of Mitchell on Interstate 90. It was right after Thanksgiving. It was a frosty morning, and the sign caught my eye. It was for a towing service. The gimmick was, though, that it wasn't tow as in T-O-W. It was tow as in big toe, is how they had it spelled, T-O-E. So you can just barely see some of the remnants of that. But 20 years ago, it was a full-fledged sign, and over the years, it's just been taken out by the elements. Regardless, it was shot on Kodak Portra 800. It was pulled one stop. It's 120 film, so medium format film, and I used a Mamiya 645 as the camera that it was shot on.
Okay, so what we're doing here, relatively soon, we'll be sending out some newsletters on it, make an announcement when it launches. But we're Going to be doing a limited run of 5 of these, 5 numbered prints signed by you. Talk about the production, the size, how they're printed, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So the size of the print will be 30 by 40.
Wow.
It'll have a they need to figure this out. There'll be a white border around it, 1 to 2 inches, somewhere in there. I have a printing partner up in the cities, Minneapolis, that does fantastic work.
Go Twins. Great Minnesota baseball movie also called Little Big League.
Never seen that.
What? Timothy Busfield plays a very realistic Little Big League. This is like early 90s, late 80s, early 90s.
Okay.
The plot is kid is probably like 12 years old, inherits the Minnesota Twins from his grandfather, who's the owner.
Well, it happens.
Dies. He gets the Twins. He decides, I'm going to manage this team, as a 12-year-old does.
Yeah.
Timothy Busfield plays a first baseman.
Okay.
Pretty believably. Starts dating the kid's mom. Obviously. Anyway, but Minnesota Twins movie. The Metrodome is featured, which was
it's a big deal.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Sorry.
No. Production.
Production. Yeah.
We have a production partner up in the Twin Cities.
Yep.
And they have a baseball team.
Fantastic. Yes, they do.
The city does. I don't know about the paper company or the printing company.
Probably not.
They print on archival papers, use archival inks. So it's high quality stuff. It's a matte finish. I don't like glossy prints. I hate looking at a photograph on the wall and you see yourself. So yeah, it's high quality print. It's something that you can hang on the wall. We're not providing frames.
Okay.
So this is just the print. So however you want to frame it.
Yep.
And it's something that you can have for a lifetime. So
yeah, I mean it's heirloom quality, and I think again, like the same as we started this stuff. One of the quotes we talk about is like what we envisioned for the brand and our gear was something that was heavy duty canvas, high quality, that you would find like there were literally these old Army duffel bags in the corners of that barn when we were filming the original video. They're still there. And they're still hanging there, and we walked over, I dusted one off, and it looked good as new, basically, right? This feels to me like the same kind of thing. This is going to hang, in your home. It's going to be passed down to the next generation. It's going to be something that actually has meaning to people.
Yeah. And using the archival quality, high quality papers and inks and stuff, I mean, it's just going to make that a reality.
Very cool. Well, we're excited about the collaboration, Joe, and
likewise.
so we'll be releasing some information on that soon, and doing a limited run of 5. Really excited, and well, thanks for that. So, okay, in closing, is there anything you really want to make sure people know? Is there any story? Actually, let's talk about this real quick. An outro thing is, is there a big whoopsie that ever happened, like the biggest goof that ever happened in your career that may have turned out to be like a positive story in the end? That's fine. Let's do a different one.
No. I don't have it.
All right.
I'm just trying to whoopsie, like,
I don't know. That was like
a light fell on this guy's head.
Yeah.
He died, but at the end of the day, it all worked out.
We hated that guy anyway.
He was a jerk.
Let's switch.
That never happened, by the way.
All right. Yeah. That's a good thing to say. Like, make sure you got that out. You are an outdoors person. Okay. And actually, one of the very first things you showed me was a video that you'd made just personally. There was a trip. You guys were on a river. Was that up in northern Minnesota?
Yeah. I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation. It's a French. I think that it's pronounced Bois Brûlé.
Sure.
Or Bois Brûle.
Sure.
BOIS.
Okay.
BRULE.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm from
smart.
Pierre, South Dakota.
Pierre.
It's spelled Pierre, but
yeah.
So you don't ask me for the French pronunciations.
All right. So it's one of those 2 pronunciations.
Awesome.
Yeah. Beautiful river, northern Wisconsin. It empties out into Lake Superior.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, me and some buddies were able to paddle 4 days, 5 days, something like that. We had base camp along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a beautiful place.
Do you get, I mean, what do the outdoors mean to you? Why do you go with that group of friends? Is that a thing that you guys try to do in an ongoing manner once a year or something like that?
It's not so scheduled. It's a little more intermittent, but like with these guys, we've done backpacking trips in the Tetons, paddling trips, smaller trips out to the hills. Me and my one friend who was part of that trip, we've been trying to do the entirety of the Black Elk Wilderness Trail system.
Nice.
Getting close. I think this year we might be able to knock that off. But yeah, good group of guys. Just one, we enjoy each other's companies. We've been friends for a long, long time. Cool. And yeah, we're all easy going. So
I just love the stories of that when people are friends for a long time and have outdoor adventures. Again, that's like what our company was built on. And I think that's why from those very initial meetings, we hit it off because it was pretty much exactly what we were wanting to build. Yeah. And so,
because I mean, yeah, you're building a bag or whatever you're building. It's kind of like, who cares?
Right.
You know, so, but the ethos you have behind it, the camaraderie, the adventure, and how that's woven into everything. That's special.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. I appreciate you being part of this journey. It's not stopping here, so you're stuck with us for a while, Joe, unfortunately.
Good.
How do people find you?
Well, my home address. So on the web.
On the web, okay.
The
World Wide Web.
The whole world has access to this. jhubers, JHUBERS.com. You can find me on Instagram, _JHubers.
Awesome, okay.
But I think at this point, if you type in my real name, they know.
Yeah.
Instagram knows.
Right.
Everything. So they figured it out.
Cool.
I'm on LinkedIn, but that's not really a thing.
Yeah.
Facebook, I don't play with much. So
cool.
Yeah, website, Instagram, best host ever.
Yeah, fantastic.
I'm not the host.
No.
You're the host.
Right.
I'm the best guest ever.
I've really kept us tight on this journey. So, well, thank you for joining us. Thanks for talking baseball movie references. Yeah.
We should talk real baseball sometime.
I don't know anything about that.
Really?
So I went to I actually in 2004 I went to a Boston Red Sox game.
Okay.
At Fenway Park. Sat on the third base line, like fourth row, third base line. They won the game. Clemens pitched. It was a great game.
Yeah.
And later that year, they broke the streak. They won the World Series for the first time. I claim responsibility for that. Yep.
Okay.
So
it's very humble.
It is.
All right. Well,
thanks for joining us, Joe.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah. We're excited to work with you. And I don't have really an outro to this. So that's it. Cut it, Caleb.
Cut.
End.
And now do